Breaking news overnight, a Minnesota police officer is in a Twin Cities hospital after being shot during a disturbance call last night. Hi, everyone, and thank you for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning. I'm Jordan Schreier here with Lisa Bedeau. We're just getting started with your news and weather to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. Now, this shooting happened in Waseca, which is about 75 miles south of Minneapolis.
The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension says the officer had responded to an unknown disturbance at a home on the city's south side. The injured officer was flown by air ambulance to the Twin Cities. A suspect was also shot. That suspect was taken by ground ambulance to the same hospital, but no information is being released about their conditions. New this morning, a North Dakota man is in custody on child pornography charges following a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
A criminal affidavit says 29-year-old Brynner Renneke admitted to investigators to downloading and uploading the material using mobile apps. He is a lifetime registrant because of previous convictions in North Dakota. Renneke could face up to 50 years in prison if convicted on all counts.
11 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of our storm team forecast on this Tuesday morning.
Good morning. Conditions are looking quiet for the moment here in the valley. There's a bit of wind and most of us on the dry side. And in fact, you can just barely make out that sunrise starting up for us this morning on that eastern horizon here in Fargo. So some clear skies in a lot of places, and it'll be a nice bright sunny day for us today. But it will be on the cold side. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be sliding even after that sun is up. We're looking at 1 right now in Langdon. It's 8 in Grand Forks. It's not so bad in the south right now. We're at 19 degrees in Fargo. It's 23 in Oak. Sisseton's at 27. But just keep in mind these numbers are going to be going downward as we progress through the morning and into the afternoon. The wind is turning to a northwesterly direction. We've had some gusts in the 20s, even 30 at times this morning. So some stronger winds factoring into some wind chills that are in the teens below up in the north. So frigid already here to start off today, and you'll want that winter coat and all that winter weather gear, especially as we continue into tonight. So I mentioned most of us looking at some quiet weather. You could see the snow in northeastern South Dakota right along the state line that's working its way south and eastward. So Sisseton, Wheaton, still seeing some of that overhead, and perhaps we'll see some conditions that maybe lead to some slick roads in some of those spots where we're getting a little bit of accumulation. But overall, that should be moving out, and we're looking at an afternoon ahead that should be quite cold. Again, our numbers right now are basically where we're at up north at this point in time, and in the south we'll continue to see our temperatures slide as that colder air takes over, with some sunshine mixed in with a few clouds as we head into the afternoon today. So a cold one for this Tuesday. We haven't seen these numbers in a while. Been treated to some milder weather lately, especially heading into January. Wednesday, we're heating right back up. Not a warm day, but we're watching those numbers climb after bottoming out in the double digits below zero. We'll be back to about 10, but with that comes a chance for some snow, a few inches of snow possible, especially up north. It looks like with this event. Thursday milder, and then right back down again Friday and into Saturday. So it's going to be a tough one with these up and down temperatures heading into the weekend. Saturday morning looks quite cold, and then for Sunday and into Monday, another system where we're seeing that chance for some snow, and then perhaps a reinforcing shot of some much colder air as we head into next week. So a roller coaster forecast, and one that does feature some snow that we're going to need to watch out for as well.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Volunteers searching for a missing North Dakota woman made a discovery that could help find her. Police say there are conflicting reports about whether Cara Maui was last seen in McLaughlin, South Dakota, or Porcupine, North Dakota in early November.
Yesterday, a volunteer search party in Porcupine found a garbage bag filled with belongings that her family confirmed are hers. The Bureau of Indian Affairs has also pursued leads in Burleigh and Morton counties. A Minneapolis man is charged with the kidnapping and murder of a real estate agent on New Year's Eve. 28-year-old Monique Baugh was abducted from a home in Maple Grove that she was showing, and later found shot to death in a North Minneapolis alley. Police suspect her killing is tied to an alleged drug rivalry between the suspect and Baugh's boyfriend, who was also shot but survived.
A 13-year-old boy is suspected of setting a fire at a Minnesota Walmart that caused an estimated $1 to $2 million in damage. Police in Hutchinson, just west of the Twin Cities, say detectives used the store's surveillance video to identify the boy. They say the boy went to one end of the store to grab lighter fluid, then to the other end of the store to start the fire. The store's sprinkler system activated, but the fire was still burning when firefighters arrived. The North Dakota Supreme Court is expanding access to court records, and that could mean some of your private and even sensitive information can be seen by anyone. The change took effect January 1st after 3 years of discussion.
You can now look through and print North Dakota court documents remotely for free by visiting ndcourts.gov. North Dakota is the first state to make this move. The state Supreme Court will review the new rule in about a year to see if any changes should be made. Police are warning you to hide your valuables if you plan on leaving your home. This comes after multiple burglaries and a car break-in in the Comstock neighborhood of South Moorhead in the past week.
Police say 3 siblings, 2 adults and a child, were caught in the act and are being charged with stolen property. Their names are not being released at this time. They are accused of taking items like electronics, coins, and jewelry. Pier 1 is closing more than 400 stores, but Fargo's not one of them. A local associate tells us the location on 13th Avenue South is not on the list to shut down.
The company made the announcement yesterday after reporting quarterly earnings. Pier 1 says it will close up to 450 stores and some distribution centers and slash corporate headcount. Its third quarter loss widened from a year ago, the report said, as sales declined more than 11%. Shoveling snow is hard work, and we have sure found that out over this past week or so. You're putting a lot of energy into moving that heavy, wet snow, and doctors are warning that with each hoist, you put yourself at risk for injury.
Yeah, it can be something as small as a sprain, but it could also be as serious as a heart attack. Sanford Health has seen an increase in injuries, so it's important to know your body. Take breaks every 10 to 15 minutes. Stay hydrated and always use proper shoveling mechanics. Avoid lifting the snow if you can. That can strain your shoulders, back, and knees. Instead, push snow to put less strain on your body. And of course, you don't love the snow if you're shoveling, but the snowmobilers do love it, and they're out on the trails taking advantage of it.
And to remember what we should keep in mind when we're out on the trails, the Valley Today's Abby Furchner joins us live from Detroit Lakes. Good morning, Abby.
Hi, good morning, Jordan and Lisa. I'm here with Conservation Officer Jake Swedberg. And Officer Swedberg, they may forget some things. What should they always have with them when on those trails?
So we like to tell our snowmobilers always to, have some sort of way of knowing where they're at trail, or whether it's, phone with maps on it or the actual trail maps with them. Another really good thing to have, and mostly in case of emergency, is some way to be able to make a fire. Because it can be used to not only signal someone for more help, but just to keep you warm in the worst case scenario.
And what are some things that you see when you come upon a snowmobiling crash? What are the things that cause that crash the most?
A lot of the time when we see crashes, it's because the rider lost control, and a lot of the times that's because they're either operating, they're under the influence of some sort of alcohol or other substance.
And I want to talk about the classes that are offered as well. What goes on within those classes? Why are they so beneficial?
Yeah, so in Minnesota, we require anyone born after 1976 to take snowmobile safety. And then in those classes, it basically teaches you all the basics of operating a snowmobile, kind of doing that preventative maintenance that we talked about earlier, and then going over different trail signs and different things about when you're actually out on the trail.
Yeah, because there is over 20,000 miles in Minnesota. So in that event that you do lose your group, you go off the trail, what should you do? What should snowmobilers do?
First, just try and, remain calm, don't panic. And then after that, stop. Your group's going to eventually realize that you got separated from them, and hopefully one of the riders is experienced enough and they'll come back and get you back out to where you need to go.
Some really good reminders to stay safe out on those trails if you're going out this weekend. It's your first time hitting the trails. These are just some things you're going to want to remember. And layering, we talked about that earlier as well. Make sure you're wearing lots of layers out there just in case you do run into that scenario where you're getting stranded, or you know of someone that is stranded. Maybe you can help them out as well.
All right, Abby Furchner, and we apologize for that audio there. We should have checked that and made that better before we went on air this morning. But this flu season is shaping up to be one of the worst in decades. The CDC estimates there have been at least 6.4 million flu illnesses and 55,000 hospitalizations. but it's not too late to get that flu shot.
Fargo Cast Public Health is holding a walk-in flu clinic on Friday on 25th Street South. Shots will be available for anyone 6 months and older. Now, make sure you do bring your Medicare or health insurance information with you to the clinic.
The Bison Tracker app is now up and running, and as people start heading to Frisco, Texas to see that championship game in person, you can see those little dots grow. It allows Bison fans to check in on their way to Texas.
Fans are also encouraged to use the hashtag Fargo to Frisco on Twitter to share photos of themselves wearing their Bison gear. The Bison Tracker app is free, and you can download it in the Apple App Store and on Google Play. And remember to join us Wednesday as our Pro Seed Road to Frisco coverage kicks off live in Frisco with the Bison football team. We're going to bring you all the latest all week, taking you up to that 90-minute-long Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show on Saturday.
Coverage, it starts at 9:30 with kickoff to follow at 11 between the Bison and the Dukes. And let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's that question. 43% of people have a habit of doing this.
The answer, biting their nails. And let's get a check one more time of our forecast, because right now it's not so bad out there.
Yeah, temperatures in the south are in the teens and 20s. We're doing all right for this time of year especially. We've got a sunrise on the way. That should be really pretty as well. But step outside over the course of the day today, and you're really going to notice some much colder air taking over. We're at 1 right now in Langdon and in Devil's Lake. It's 2 in Grand Forks, so the cold air is already moving into the north. We're at 14 currently in Fargo. You can see that wind coming in out of the northwest and wind chills dipping below 0. Now it feels like 20 below in Langdon, so you'll want to bundle up. A little snow in the very far south. That'll be moving on. Otherwise, mostly sunny today.
Remember, the Valley Today rolls on. You can join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo